Hi there, I'm Drew Badger, the world's #1 English fluency guide, and in this video we're going to cover 5 of the most dangerous grammar mistakes that both native and non-native English speakers make. The grammar points we'll focus on in this video are incredibly important because they are so common in everyday situations. Whether people make these 5 mistakes in their writing or their speaking, they reduce the credibility of the person making them. And when people see or hear these mistakes, they will wonder if you're competent and prepared for a job. Even native speakers will make some grammar errors in their speaking and writing from time to time. But it's the hope that with this video, I can prevent you from making these top 5 most dangerous ones. Number 5. Who versus that. Now, this is often used when we're describing maybe a person, a place, or a thing, and then we want to give more information about that person. As an example, I am a man who likes soup. I am a man who likes soup. Or she is a woman who likes going to restaurants. These are both examples where I'm using who correctly, and we're using who because I'm talking about a person. You will hear native speakers say, she's a woman that likes to go to restaurants, or I'm a person that likes to do things in a certain way. But I'm using that incorrectly here. When you're talking about a person, you would use who. And when you're talking about a thing or a place or an animal, you would use that. So this is the cat that I got yesterday. This is the dog that I found on the street. This is the dog that I found on the street. He is the guy who likes to exercise. Number 4, there and there. First of all, these two have the same pronunciation. There. One is talking about they are, it's a contraction, and the second one is talking about there as a possessive. Whenever you're using a contraction and you want to know if you're using it correctly, just make the full sentence. They are on the hill, or they are playing with a kite. They are playing with a kite. So they are becomes there. I'm contracting this. They're playing with the kite. They're playing with the kite. Now, if I want to talk about the possessive, I can say their car is very nice. Their car. Their car. I'm talking about the possession of something, and in that case, we would use there. There. Keep these in mind, especially for your writing, because when you're using them in conversations, you can't hear a difference between the two words. Number 3, your. This is one of those differences where we've got the same sound for the word, but just like there and there, one of them is a contraction of you are and the other is a possessive. And using the same technique we used for the previous there and there, all you have to do is see what the sentence is like if you're not trying to contract it. You are very happy. You are very happy becomes you're very happy. You're very happy. Or you're very sad. You're very sad. But the possession form is your. Is this your bag? Is this your bag? We can't make this bigger and say, is this you are bag? Is this you are bag? It doesn't make any sense. So when you try to expand it, it doesn't work. So you should use your. Is this your bag? Is this your bag? Number 2, it's and its. This is another tricky one for some people because it's the opposite of what you might expect. As an example, it is very hot. It is very hot. So we're using it is, but if we want to contract that, we can make that it's very hot. It's very hot. Now, in this sense, we're not using the possessive. We're talking about it's. So the apostrophe is still there, but this is because we're contracting the sentence, not because we're making a possessive. It's. It's. The other form is it's when we are talking about the possessive. I could say the cat's collar is very nice, or I could say its collar is very nice. I'm talking about the possessive, but I'm not contracting anything, so it becomes one word by itself. It's. It's. This one is tricky, but again, when you're trying to decide which one to use, write the full sentence out without any contractions and see what happens. And number 1, I versus me. This is really the most dangerous thing that people can make a mistake doing because it really is a basic grammar point that everybody should be understanding, but so many people, even native speakers, misunderstand. But I'll give you a really quick way to check if you're using it properly in your writing, and that will help develop your understanding for your speaking as well. Whenever you have a sentence where you're talking about two people, like he and I went to the store, he and I went to the store, you're talking about two people using yourself as well. If you eliminate the other person, how does the sentence sound? So he and I went to the store can become I went to the store. Now that becomes a correct sentence. It's still correct whether it's he and I or I by myself. Now if I'm talking about that in the same way, if I say he and me went to the store, if I just remove the he, then it becomes me went to the store, and we wouldn't use that. So this is a check you can use about whether you should be using I or me. My mother gave a box to my brother and I. Now we can use this same rule and try it again to see if I makes sense in this situation. My mother gave a box to I. My mother gave a box to I. That doesn't really sound right, so we would say my mother gave a box to me. So going back to the original sentence, my mother gave a box to my brother and me. If you're ever unsure about which to use, take out the other person or people from the situation and see how the sentence sounds. To ensure you're using all of these things correctly in your conversations, you have to begin using them well in your writing. So right now in the comments section below this video, write a sentence for each one of these grammar points and write it correctly. Just go back and make sure that you're using everything correctly by checking the rules I've taught you in this video. Well, that's the end of this video. If you have enjoyed it, do click that like button and become a subscriber to the YouTube channel. Also share this video with other people who also struggle with their grammar, and especially people that don't want to make these mistakes in their conversations or writing. Finally, if you have trouble with your grammar, maybe you can't use correct grammar automatically when you speak, or you have to think about grammar rules or translate things in your head before you speak, click on the link in this video to take our free English fluency quiz. It will tell you exactly what you need to do in order to improve your use of grammar so that you can start speaking without hesitation. I look forward to seeing you at EnglishAnyone.com, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.